One of my all-time favorite cartoons when I was a kid was Ben 10. I had an Omnitrix, one of the ones that, had the sounds of the aliens when you click it. And every Saturday morning, part of the Saturday morning lineup was Ben 10, and I would come in and I would watch a new episode of Ben 10, and I watched the reruns over and over and over again. I absolutely love Ben 10, all the way up until Omniverse. I kind of stopped on Omniverse. I grew up a little bit, and I was just not into what they were doing with that show. Anyways, my friends and I were talking about our favorite aliens from the show, and I wanted to come on here and actually break down the aliens on a tier list of what I think are the best and worst designs and power set and all of that shebang. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make a tier list on every single one of the aliens of Ben 10. Now, full disclosure, like I said, I stopped in Omniverse, so I'm not going to know each and every one of these, but I know pretty much all of them, so we're still going to have a good time. Let me know down in the comments below your favorite aliens, your least favorite aliens, all of that fun stuff. And without further ado, let's get started. So, looking at my tiers, I have the GOATS tier, incredible, alright, decent, trash, and what is that? And what is that is going to be for the aliens that I just don't know what's going on, who that is. And feel free to judge me on me not knowing who these are. I apologize in advance. Shouldn't be too many, but there are going to be some. All of these tiers are pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not going to go through them. Without further ado, starting just in order of what I got here, Ghost Freak. See, I like Ghost Freak. I like that he only has the one eye, and I think his power set is cool too. I just don't think that his design is anything wowing like that. So I think Ghost Freak is a pretty alright alien. Let me know if I already lost you. I know this can be a pretty touchy subject, but let's keep going. Cannonbolt. I like Cannonbolt too. I remember that was one of the more prominent ones in the show later on. But I don't know, again, I think he's pretty cool, pretty alright, but I think I'm going to put Cannonbolt in the incredible tier. I like how Ben utilizes him in the show, and I don't know, Cannonbolt just seems kind of synonymous with Ben 10 now. So yeah, Cannonbolt is in the incredible tier for sure. Four Arms. Now, Four Arms is one of the classic Ben 10 aliens. I think he is top 3 in regards of most recognizable aliens. So with that, I think Four Arms is going to be our first entry into the GOATs. I really like Four Arms. I know it's kind of basic. It's kind of like Machamp from Pokemon, but I think Four Arms is really cool, personally. Now, Stinkfly. I think Stinkfly fits into incredible. I think it lends itself very nicely to the juvenile humor with him shooting gunk and all that. But I don't know, I vibe with Stinkfly a little bit. I don't think he quite hits the GOATS tier. Alright, and now we have Wildvine, and I think Wildvine is also really cool. I like that he has that Venus flytrap to his design. So I don't think he hits GOATS, but I am also going to put him into incredible. I think that alone, the addition to the Venus flytrap, I think is really cool to his design. Also, his power set is really cool too in the show. So yeah, Wildvine's going to sit in incredible for sure. So now we have Buzzshock, which I think is pretty cool design. I mean, it is like a little battery, and it deals with electricity, and I just think it's pretty clever. I don't really think that it quite matches the GOATS because it's not like an insane design or anything, but I do like how clever it is. So it does boost up to incredible. I mean, it's another one of Ben's smaller aliens, which I do think is kind of cool that there's some variety. Ben actually has a lot of variety in his aliens. And I do like Buzzshock, again, because he's a little battery, and that's clever, because he can do it with electricity. I like his power set, where he can use electricity powers and zap through electricity and fly and all that. I don't know. I like Buzzshock. He's pretty cool. Now, an immediate GOAT. Lockjaws. I think Lockjaws is so sick. I love Lockjaws. I think his design is incredible. I think he's like a fire in all cylinders. Everything is just a positive for him. When I first saw him as a kid, I was like, oh, wow, that thing is awesome. I really like Lockjaws, so that guy is a goat for sure. Now I just did a lot of glazing for Lockjaws, but my all-time favorite alien for Ben is Accelerate. I'm a big Flash guy, I like speedsters, and I just think that the design, the color scheme of Accelerate is really cool, and I like when his visor goes down and kind of locks in. Super cool design. I love Accelerate. That guy is a goat, and even so, I'll put him right here. This isn't in any particular order or anything like that, but just for me, Accelerate's going to be number one for sure. Now we have Upgrade, and I do think Upgrade's pretty cool. I just think that it's kind of lacking a little bit. It's just like a computer chip that's kind of human-shaped, which is cool because of what he is. He basically is that. He can control anything like a microchip. With his power set, it makes sense. I just think it could have been a little bit more, like a little bit more variety in his design. So I think Upgrade goes in all right. And now we have Diamond Head. And one of my hottest takes between my friend group that I found recently is that I think Diamond Head is pretty overrated. I have a friend who loves Diamond Head. Everyone thinks that he's pretty cool. And I mean, he's sick. All of Ben's original 10 aliens are incredible. There are very few misses. And we do have Ghost Freak and Upgrade down there, but All Right's not bad. His original 10 are sick. So when I put Diamond Head in Incredible, which really isn't bad. I mean, it's not GOAT. I don't think he's a GOAT, but he is one of Ben's most trusted alien forms, most versatile. I just feel like they could have done something more with him. They gave him like an ultimate form or something that could have enhanced Diamond Head. I think would have been dope. But this is what we got, and when I think of a big crystal guy, that's kind of what I think right there. There could have been something more for Diamond Head, and that's why he sits in Incredible. Now, next up is Arctic Iguana, and I didn't even know who this was. I looked him up a little bit, and he appears first in Ben 10,000 with the future Ben, and he uses him and all of that. Ben does use him every now and then in feature episodes and seasons, but this is a terrible design. I think that goes right into the trash category. There's just a lot going on, and it's not cohesive. His power set is cool. The Arctic blasts are pretty sick, but I think the fish four-legged, yeah, I don't know. Arctic one is not great, so that guy sits in trash for sure. Now we have Blitzwolfer. And Blitzwolfer's pretty cool. I do like that they gave Ben a full werewolf. Like, that's what Blitzwolfer is. He's just a werewolf with the clothes and all that. But I don't know. But at the end of the day, he is just a werewolf, you know? So I don't think Blitzwolfer's design is anything to write home about. I think Blitzwolfer is all right. It's cool. They gave him a werewolf. Power set's cool and all that. But at the end of the day, he's just a werewolf. Now, in that same line, they gave Ben a mummy form in the form of Snarrow. And I think Snarrow is pretty cool. Again, kind of like Blitzwolfer, I don't think there's anything to write home about it. I mean, it is just a mummy with Ben's color scheme. So I think I prefer Blitzwolfer's design over Snarrow, so I'd probably put Snarrow in decent. Yeah, I think he belongs in there. I don't know what that is, totally honest with you. Sorry, I don't know what that is. That's your favorite, I apologize. Let me know down in the comments what that is and educate me, please. Now, we have Upchuck, and I like Upchuck. He's pretty funny. It's just a little guy, kind of like Kirby, but green and with like a neck. But I like Upchuck. It's nothing crazy. His design isn't crazy, but you know, the Kirby aspect and all that. I don't know. I think Upchuck's pretty incredible. I really do. Now, I also don't know who this is. Please educate me in the comments down below who that is, because I tried to Google it. I tried to look it up on the wiki, and I just don't know who that is. It's very familiar to me. I don't know. Let me know, please. Now we have Heat Blast, and Heat Blast is the GOAT for sure. It's Ben's first alien. It's our introduction into what the other alien vibes and designs will feel like. So Heat Blast for sure. I love fire. I really like fire as an ability in all comic books and whatnot. I really like Heat Blast. I think he's sick. So Heat Blast and GOAT for sure. Now, another hot take of mine, probably we'll see, but I think Walnut's all right. It's just an orange dog. I do think his power set is cool. How he relies on the smell instead of eyes because he doesn't have any. I think that's pretty cool and gives him some leg up from decent. But then again, he quite literally is just a big orange dog. So nothing crazy to write home about for Wild Mutt. So he sits in all right. And now we have Gray Matter, and I really like Gray Matter as a design and as an alien. I like that Ben has an intelligent alien in his arsenal. But again, it doesn't have a crazy design, but it's a design that works. You look at Gray Matter, you're like, oh, that's probably a smart dude. And then it goes back to what I was saying earlier about Upchuck being small. And the versatility, the diversity in sizes and body, whatever, for all of his aliens. All that said, long-winded to say that I think he's incredible, Gray Matter. So Gray Matter sits an incredible race of Chuck. Now we have Way Big, and Way Big goes right into GOAT. I remember as a kid seeing Way Big for the first time and just being like, whoa, that's awesome. I think Way Big, honestly, for young Bryce, might have been my introduction to oversize, like big characters. I think Way Big was it. And that genuinely was just the coolest thing at the time. No matter how much I like speed and fire, I think like the overgrown entity was awesome to see. So Way Big just goes right into the GOAT category for sure. Now we have Eye Guy, and I mean that it's trash. I think Eye Guy looks awful. I understand. I mean, his name is literally Eye Guy, so he's got to have a bunch of eyes. But I don't know. I do not like Eye Guy. Next we have Swamp Fire. And I also really like Swamp Fire. I'm debating between GOATs and Incredible, so I'll talk it out for a second. But like Heat Blast, I like Fire Guys, like I said earlier, with comic books, and Heat Blast included in that. But Swamp Fire has the added element of nature and the grass stuff, so it's like a double whammy on that. And I just think of what Ben could do with Swamp Fire. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Swamp Fire is also a GOAT. I think Swamp Fire is really good, design and power set wise for Ben. Now we have Echo, and I think Echo is somewhere between these two. I'll put Echo in all right. Yeah, I think Echo is all right. I mean, I had Echo action figures. I really like Echo. I like the multiplying different ones for Ben, and then just the sound-based powers for him. I really like. I don't know. It's just a little dude, but I mean, he does have like the headphones on his ears, but at the end of the day, he's just a little dude. So he's all right. Now, Humongosaur pains me because I love Humongosaur. Kind of like my ideas with Way Big. I like the big guys, big like units. Humongosaur goes in all right. I just think there's something lacking with Humongosaur. He's just kind of bland. Maybe like his color palette could have been different, which would have been cooler, but I don't know. I don't vibe much with Humongosaur. Next up is Jet Ray, and I think Jet Ray's pretty cool. I think he's all right. He gets a job done design-wise for his aerodynamic and stuff, but I'm gonna put Jet Ray decent. I don't think it's trash, but it's also definitely not anywhere near his best designs. So decent for Jet Ray for sure. Now, stay with me here. This guy, Big Chill. That's a GOAT. That guy has so much aura because he's just sitting there with his wings as the hood and the cloak. He boosh puts out his wings. That thing is, oh dude, Big Chill is so sick. His flying powers, his ice powers, his aura. Big Chill rocks. That guy is a GOAT. Like really close to Accelerate, honestly, if I'm being honest, but he's so sick. Now we have Chromastone, and Chromastone. Pretty cool. I mean, he's all right. I'll throw Chromastone a decent. Nothing wowing. I do like that they added the spikes for him, because if it was just the purple body without the spikes, it would be in trash. But I mean, like some diversity in his design is pretty cool. fits his theme, his power set's all right. Yeah, Chromosome goes in decent. Now we have Brainstorm. Brainstorm I really like. I like that, you know, he's that robotic crab, kind of smart. He's got the opening in his head for his brain to pop out, and like electricity to come out. Brainstorm goes into incredible. I really like Brainstorm's design and power set and everything for Ben. I think Brainstorm's incredible. Now we have Spider Monkey, and Spider Monkey goes into Goat. I really like Spider Monkey. I like his personality that Ben has when he's Spider Monkey. And Spider Monkey's power set's really cool. I dig Spider Monkey. I like the added arms for him, so he's not just a monkey. You know, Spider Monkey. Yeah. He's cool. I love Spider Monkey. That guy goes into Goat. Now we have Goop, and I don't know, Goop's all right. Goop does what he's got to do. He's just a little goo guy. It's pretty cool. I don't really know what else you could do, but I don't think he's like the greatest for Ben in terms of design wise, so he's gonna sit in all right. Now, I talked about Big Chill's aura and how much aura that guy has. Alien X has aura, but he's all right. I think his design is bland. I think they could have done something. I understand his design because he's like this universal being. I don't know. I've never been the next guy. I know he's super overpowered. He's been his most powerful alien. I've never been an Alien X guy. So he sits in all right. Now we have Lodestar, and I like Lodestar. I think Lodestar is very equivalent to likes of Magneto because he's very magnetic based, and I like that his head is floating to reinforce that. So he's pretty all right design. I really like Lodestar. He's pretty cool, so he goes in all right. Now we have Wrath, and Wrath goes into Goat. Wrath is like Wolverine, so much on his power level, and then his personality that Ben gets, I really like. Actually, I think I'm going to bump him down to Incredible, because I'm getting a little bit Goat heavy here, but I think he goes into Incredible. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't know who this is. I'm so sorry, I don't know who that is. I'll try to look it up. To be honest with you, I don't know. So he goes in what's in that. So next up, what I do know is Water Hazard. I really like Water Hazard. Water Hazard is incredible. His design is sick. He's got a little bit of aura to him. His voice is cool. His power set's awesome. He goes into Incredible. Water Hazard is sick. Amphibian is cool as well. A lot of these next up are sick, but Amphibian is probably, well, not probably, Amphibian is in line with the most alien looking. He's not kind of this humanoid thing. He is quite a little like a jellyfish. Amphibian is cool. I really like Amphibian's design. He goes into Incredible. Next up, we have Armadillo, and I really like Armadillo, actually. I think he's cool. He goes into Incredible. He's this big hulking unit with the drills on his arms, a metal casing. He's sick. I really like Armadillo, so Incredible. Well, and I see that I'm getting close to blocking Incredible, so I'm going to slide myself down. Hello. All right, so now we're on to Terraspin, and Terraspin is pretty cool. His power set is really cool, but I mean, he's just a really big turtle. There's not really much to say about Terraspin. He's just a really big turtle, so he's all right. I like Terraspin. I have a turtle. So, I like turtles. Energy. NRG. He's pretty cool. I like Energy. I don't know. Yeah. I think I'd put NRG in decent. His power set's sick. His power set's awesome. He's like an armored fire guy, like armored lava guy. He's a furnace, literally. Guy, power set, cool. But I mean, look at these other aliens. You know what I mean? Like, he's just a big furnace-looking guy. So he's going to be indecent. Now we have Fast Track, and I think Fast Track is just a worse accelerator. This guy could be in the Flash universe, and I know I said I really like Flash. Flash is my favorite superhero, fun fact. But we have Accelerate. We didn't need Fast Track. You know, I just think Accelerate's more interesting of a design. It just kind of looks like a dude in a suit. So, I mean, I'll put Fast Track in decent. Pure bias. I mean, obviously, this is all bias. This is my opinion. But Accelerate is better. So, and now we have Clockwork. And I think Clockwork's all right. Yeah, I'll put him in all right. Clockwork does what he got to do. He's got a really cool power set. I'm just not very impressed by his design. I think Clockwork could have been something better. Don't ask me what that is, but with what I'm looking at right now, I think it's all right. Now we have Chameleon. Chameleon's cool. It's like Randall from Monsters Inc. Chameleon is pretty cool. I'll put him in all right as well. Don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. Woo! All right, guys, buckle in. We're in the Ultimate Alien section. I say that, but Ultimate Swampfire I think is all right. I think the regular Swampfire is better. The color scheme, they could have cooked with the color scheme, but just kind of the bulbous on his back, I think is off-putting a little bit. I don't like Ultimate Swampfire. Well, I say I don't like. I do like. He's an all right, but in comparison, not great. Ultimate Spider Monkey, incredible. I mean, it's Spider Monkey, but a freaking gorilla with like Gizmo from Teen Titans legs. Like, dude, that's sick. Ultimate Spider Monkey's awesome. Goes in there. Whoo, my boy, my boy. This is what Humongosaur should have been from the start. Ultimate Humongosaur is so cool. I love Ultimate Humongosaur. My favorite dinosaur is an Ankylosaurus. This is a really big Ankylosaurus with a freaking gun on his arm. Ultimate Humongosaur rules. So, definite GOAT. Another GOAT, Ultimate Big Chill. Ultimate Big Chill, awesome. Literally like the frost moth to a fire moth, that is so freaking cool. And it feels like a natural progression from regular to ultimate. And he keeps the aura too. I think Big Chill is one of the most aura farming alien that Ben has. Ultimate Big Chill is also a GOAT. Ultimate Echo I think is incredible. Nope, I think it's alright. I don't know what else they could have done. Change his colors up a little bit maybe. Because I mean like that looks like natural progression from standard Echo to an Ultimate Echo. But I don't know. It just does not vibe with me. Kind of like Ultimate Swampfire. I don't know. Ultimate Echo goes into all right. Ultimate Cannon Bolt goes into incredible. I think it is a better version of Cannon Bolt. 100%. Like not even a question or doubt in my mind. They just put spikes on it. Changes colors. That's awesome. It's like what was missing from Cannon Bolt. Some diversity in his design, they put specs on him. That's sick. Okay, Ultimate Cannon Bolt goes into incredible. Ultimate Way Big, bam! Right in the goats. I mean, it's just way big, but he shoots projectiles. What? That's awesome. That guy goes in goats for sure. Ultimate Wild Mutt goes into incredible. I think that is just a better design for Wild Mutt. I like the color scheme. I love the white streak of hair down his back. I think that's freaking awesome. So that goes in there. Now, I don't think I know what any of these are, so let me just quickly put these in. What is that? All right, so there you have it. This is the definitive, 100% accurate, no questions, no argument to be had, tier list on all of Ben 10's aliens. If you want to try to argue me, put it in the comments down below. Tell me what's your favorite, least favorite alien. What are your top 5 even? Whatever you want to do, let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later.